Alright, so I just recorded the body positivity, fat acceptance, I'm not happy with how I feel video. I'm going to load that up shortly. And I got about 13 minutes left on my SD card. And here's one thing that continuously resonates in my thought process. And it's something that I hear from a lot of people, which is when they say they cannot do something, they can't do something. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Let's be real about it. It's kind of like a ping pong thing of, no, I can't do this because of that. No, I can't do this because of that. And it's just kind of like you start fucking playing ping pong with your life, and it doesn't lead to anything positive. Please tell me what's great about ping pong. It's funny to see people playing it. That's it. It's kind of fun when you're drunk. Beer pong's pretty cool too. But let's be real. There's nothing good about going back and forth. You are literally in the same place. I did a video the other day. I'll link it in the description about how to make decisions without fear. Once you adopt that thought process, anything is possible, guys. Literally, up to a few years ago, I was scared to approach wealthy people. Like in general, I was scared to. I knew they were millionaires or well off, and I just wouldn't approach them because I felt there was something taboo about it. But when you really put it under the microscope, wealthy people are no different than us. Sometimes, they're actually more humble and like more easygoing than somebody who's trying to make it. Because unfortunately, a lot of people kind of shun away from contacting them. So I started literally just, hey, I'm in the process of changing my life, blah, blah, blah. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for a living? So I kind of started planting those seeds, and in the last few years, I've met quite a few wealthy individuals which have become good acquaintances of mine. It's not that I talk to them on a regular basis, but from time to time I do speak to them, and if I need any advice, I could reach out to them and pick their brain. So you might be wondering why I'm in my car, recording in my car. I have no time to do otherwise. Now when I get to work at 8ish, I'm gonna be there until 5:30, and then when I get out of work, I gotta go pick up my son, and then when I get out of picking up my son, I gotta go home, and I often cook, so I cook. And then if I have anything pending for a client, I do what's pending for a client. And, obviously in between there, spend time with my family, shower, upload some videos, etc. And go to bed, rinse and repeat. That's what it is. But to not deviate from what I started this with, which is there's a lot of excuses that we're building. We're excuse factories. And sorry guys, I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. If you really look at it from a granular standpoint, we make excuses on a daily basis. Sometimes it's consciously, sometimes it's unconsciously or unconsciously, whatever. I'm not a grammar major or English major for that matter. But we just we don't catch ourselves doing certain things. But when you start diving into the whole self-awareness paradigm or whatever, it really all falls back on us. In the video that I did about fat acceptance or body positivity, it's easier to point your finger at somebody else. takes no effort to just hot potato, right? Or to use society as your, infinite scapegoat. That's easy, When somebody asks you, oh, why don't you have a house? Oh, because. When somebody says, oh, why is your car, why don't you get a new car? Oh, because. Like, stop with the oh, becauses. Like, it's getting old, guys. I've made more progress in the last 3 years of my life because, as this channel's called, I literally just stopped being stagnant. I realized that my fucking life was rotting because of stagnancy. If that's even a word, I'm sticking with it. And I just started doing shit. One thing that you'll realize over time is that Gary Vaynerchuk said it best. Gary V. It's 1 is greater than 0. If you don't do anything, your result is nothing. Like, if you don't attempt to succeed at something, your fucking return on that investment is goose egg, nothing. So if you actually try to succeed at something, even if you only achieve 25%, it's 25% more that you did not have before. So a few years ago, I made it a goal to set goals. How funny is that, right? I made it a goal to set goals. And I have kind of like one, let's say, big goal, and then anything else that comes along is a plus. A few years ago, I made it a goal to double my income. Did that. Then I made a goal to purchase a house for my family. We closed on our house last year. Made a goal to start my own business. Doing that. I already started it. Started off well. Business is a roller coaster, especially when you have a full-time job, family, etc. It's not easy. But then my goal now is long-term. I'm 31 years old. I could literally mess up for the next 10 years and still be in a position to start again. There's nothing wrong with it. I see these young kids in their late teens, early 20s that want to be rich overnight. Can they do it? Absolutely. We're living in a day and age that you no longer have to, I guess, know a lot of people and you could just hit off. We're living in a day and age that happens. However, one thing that doesn't waver is that you got to be patient. Can you become an overnight success? Absolutely. We see it happen every year. There's a new company that pops up. Before, there was like kind of like the monopoly, let's call it, or let's say the professional mafia. You had X amount of companies that were the big dogs, but now you have little companies that are growing overnight that are trumping these just huge corporations. They're just popping up like wildfires. But it's really difficult to try to cram everything that goes on a daily basis, and this is one of the reasons that I started this topic, right? And it's just called Let's Talk. Kind of just rambling, but in my rambling you'll kind of be able to extract a little bit of positive from it, or a lot of positive depending on how you perceive it. But it's so amazing, right, that here I am in Miami, Florida, and this piece of content may be able to help somebody in anywhere, right? I'm not gonna specifically mention anything, but you could be anywhere. You could be in South America, you could be in Asia, you could be in Australia, Canada, whatever. You'd be all across the world, and this might be able to bring you some value. So with that being said, guys, just do you. Like, don't be scared to take risks. Risk is a necessary action in your lives. If you don't have it, try it. If you don't get it, so be it. You didn't have it to begin with. So I'll leave you with that. I please ask you to subscribe to this channel. Do the little bell thing. I'm trying to, work my YouTube magic. I might not be shouting at you and trying to hype you up. I'm gonna let your mind do that. See, there's a difference between that. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to enlighten you. I'm here to provide you value. I don't give a shit about if you're excited about my videos. I just want you to extract value from it. So don't get that. Don't be confused by that I say I don't give a shit if you're excited. I do care. I want you to be excited about making changes in your life, not this video. So I'll leave you with that. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. What would you like to see on this channel? Tag some friends. Share it. By all means, like I said, send me some comments, questions, whatever, and I'll do my best to answer it. All right. Thank you, guys.